You want to keep growing in your career because stagnating feels like failure. But with everything there is going on in your life, your family, your job, your interest, everything you have going on, how do you keep growing and building a career without sacrificing everything else that you hold dear? Hi, I'm Carol Doherty. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to talk about how you keep growing your career as a woman in STEM. It can be so hard to keep growing as a woman in STEM. We have all these demands on our time, on our interests, and quite frankly, our energy. So how do we figure out how to make this balance work? I know when I was growing up, there was the whole women's lib movement that said, oh, you can have it all. What they didn't tell me was you can have it all, just maybe not all at once. And I had to learn what was the balance. How do I make it work for me? And one of the things that really became clear to me during my career is growth isn't linear. You don't move at an even rate throughout the course of your career. In my career, I know I went up and I had some setbacks, and then I had kids, and so I kind of leveled off for a while. And then as things kind of settled down at home and I got my MBA while I had little kids, my growth went up again. I had new opportunities. And so it wasn't linear. It wasn't this smooth line. It, went up, it went down, it leveled out. But I was the one who was deciding what worked for me at any given time. So how do you do that? First and foremost, know what your priorities are for work and life. Over the course of your career, this is going to change, and that's okay. We don't have to set the world on fire from the time we graduate to the time we retire. That's not sustainable by anybody. So know what your priorities are for work and life. There were times when, I did everything I needed to do in my job, but I maybe didn't go the extra mile because I had little kids, and I had one who was really sick at times. And fortunately, I worked for a good company, and they didn't hold it against me when I was out because my son was in the hospital for RSV. In fact, my boss told me, you better not be turning in any time off for that. You need to take care of your son. So I was very fortunate in that. I know that isn't always the case. And my other son had a series of ear surgeries. He had like 2 a year for years. And so it would be a week off with him every time he had surgery. Fortunately, it didn't hurt me, but I didn't put in more than I needed to. And that was a choice I made. So understand you get to choose. You need to know your priorities and choose what's going to work for you. And then the second thing, get clear on what you don't want to do. Common advice is know what you want to do. And, that is important. You need to know where you want to go. But more importantly, what is it you won't do? For me, at one point in my career, but really, I didn't want to work past 5 because I had to go get my kids after work. Daycare closed at 6, so I had to go get 2 of them. I wasn't going to be late for that. I wasn't going to work weekends. I wasn't going to be on call 24/7. I'd done that. I wasn't going to keep doing that. That's what I wasn't going to do. So what won't you do? Again, know your priorities. And then you can say, this is my line. This is a bridge too far for you. And then pick a path that will move you in a direction where you do want to go. Know that careers aren't linear. Neither is career growth. So pick a path that feels like it will work for you for the next step. Your career is a series of steps. Take that next step and know maybe this isn't where you want to be long term, but it fits you right now. That's awesome. Take that step. You can use that step to take another one that may be in a different direction. It gives you all kinds of growth. But pick a path that works for you. Doesn't have to work for everybody. It may not even make sense to other people. That's okay. I turned down promotions and then took laterals because that's what made sense for me. I ended up actually probably with more growth than if I'd taken the promotion that was first offered to me. It would have been a horrible fit. I don't know that I would have succeeded. By taking a lateral and then getting promoted, I ended up going a direction that I was much more successful in. So understand that your next step is just that. It's a step. So pick a path that will work for you now and know you can change it. And then lastly, create a plan for how you're going to build the skills that you need to get where you want to go longer term. You've picked a path and you're going down it, and maybe you're in a period where you want to slow your growth a little bit because you have family constraints. I know so many women who are dealing with taking care of little kids and helping out aging parents, where that you end up in that sandwich generation, right? That's hard, but don't lose sight of the skills you want to build long term. And create a plan for how are you going to do that. You don't have to give it your all of the time, but keep working at it. That's your core foundation, and that's going to help you get where you want to go. So the 4 things you need to do to keep growing your career in STEM as a woman is to 1, know what your priorities are between work and life. Know what you don't want to do. Pick a path that works for you right now, and then create a plan to build those skills that you are interested in and that you want. If you do that, you will keep growing your career in a way that works for you. Don't let anybody else tell you, oh, you have to do all of this. Build what works for you. It's your career. You need to take charge of it. You need to be responsible, and you get to make it what you want it to be. So pick what works for you. If you found this useful and valuable, please subscribe below, comment, share, like. Appreciate it, and have a great day.